Hey there, lovely. If you're a driven and highly ambitious woman who has checked all the boxes, followed all the rules, only to realize you don't actually feel fulfilled or you don't feel like you're living your purpose, then you are absolutely in the right place. My name is Melissa Chavis. I'm an intuitive mindset coach, and I am absolutely obsessed with helping you discover your true purpose, that thing you were put here on this earth to do, so that you can live the most fulfilling and abundant life possible. Hey there, beautiful. Welcome back to another episode of the Authentic Awakening podcast. Today, I want to talk about an analogy that I heard that just really resonated with me. I can't remember exactly where I heard it at this point. Otherwise, I would give credit to whomever said this. But I just want to share it with you today because I think that it might resonate with you and maybe give a little insight as to why, if you feel like you've been on this path of finding more purpose, kind of figuring out really what direction you want to go and trying to head in that direction for a while, but you feel like maybe you're not quite making the progress that you would like to see at this point. So, what I've been seeing a lot really is there are women who we have a conversation and they tell me that they really want to do something different with their lives. They want to do something that really fulfills them, that lights them up, that actually feels purposeful and meaningful in their lives. And they may even have an idea of what that thing is. And they are sick and tired of feeling stuck in their 9 to 5 that they know just isn't what they're meant for in this life. But when it comes down to actually taking the steps necessary to create the change, to make those shifts in their life, they're just not really fully committing to doing what it takes to get to where they want to go. And here's the analogy that I heard that really resonated for me. So imagine being in a train station and the train shows up, the doors open, but instead of fully just stepping onto the train, you essentially put one foot on the train and you leave one foot on the platform. As you can imagine, when that train starts to move forward a little, it starts to get really uncomfortable because you've got one foot in and one foot out. And so what do? You jump back onto the platform. So what I'm seeing is that these women are saying that they want this different reality for themselves. They want to make some changes. They want to do things differently. And so they start to take a few actions and then things start to get a little uncomfortable. They start to feel like maybe I can't really do this thing, or that next step sounds kind of scary, or what if that's not the right thing that I'm supposed to be doing? And essentially, I see them jump back into their comfort zone. They jump back off of that train. They get back on the platform. They go back to their day-to-day kind of comfort slash autopilot, kind of keep doing the same things that they've been doing. They stay in this place that doesn't feel quite so scary or uncertain for them. So when it comes down to actually making the changes that they really, really need to make, they're just not happening. It's not happening for them. They're going through this cycle, I see, where they sort of start to get on the train and then it gets a little uncomfortable and they jump back on the platform, right? And it kind of happens over and over again. I see so many women falling into this cycle. And I completely get it. I actually spent years in this place myself. I spent years thinking that I was committed and that I was actually creating these changes and that I was going for it, not even realizing the fact that I was even keeping the possibility open of like kind of staying in my current situation at the time really meant I actually wasn't fully committed. I wasn't truly jumping on the train with both feet. I always sort of had one foot on the platform. There was always this option to step back from it and to go back into my comfort zone to kind of keep doing the same thing, staying in the same place. And truly, it was a cycle. It was a vicious cycle. It just kept happening over and over again. And what it would look like was I would start doing some things, taking some actions, and then I would feel like, okay, here's this next step. And it would just feel really scary, overwhelming. And I would start to think, what if I can't actually do that? What if that's not really realistic for me? What if I try to do that thing and I fail? Then what? And so I would start to have those feelings. I would start to have those thoughts. And I would think, you know what? My current life really isn't that bad. I should just be grateful for everything that I have. Everything really is fine. This is how most people are living. And honestly, most people would be happy to have this life. And so why don't I just stay here, stay in this place, keep doing the same thing, stay on the same path, and everything will be fine. Well, it wasn't. And so eventually I would basically start trying to get back on that train and start trying to make those moves, take those steps forward for myself. And the same thing would happen. It would just get a little too uncomfortable. I would start to feel that fear and I would jump back off the train. So I completely get it. And I understand how challenging it can be to actually step on the train. But what I realized eventually was that nothing really changed for me. My life basically just stayed the same and probably even got more uncomfortable because I was kind of in this in between place for so long. But nothing really changed. I didn't see the results that I really wanted to see in my life until I actually just fully stepped on that train. Like, I got on the train and I said, I'm making it to my destination. No matter what, I'm on this train now and I'm not getting back off. The train's moving and it's just going to keep moving forward until I get to my final destination. And there's truly no going back. There's no jumping off at this point. I'm on the train. And that was when I actually started to see the results that I was after. That's when I got to start living this life that I had been wanting for so, so long. That's when my reality around me, my day-to-day life, actually started to look different. But of course, before I could fully jump on the train and move full speed ahead, first I needed to get a crystal clear picture of my final destination. I needed to fully understand, like, where am I going? What do I want my life to look like? How do I want my days to look? How do I want to feel on a day-to-day basis as I move through my life? I needed to get super, super clear on that so that once I jumped on that train, I could do some check-ins and figure out, am I still heading in the right direction? Am I still heading toward this final destination? Because honestly, sometimes when you're on that train, you start to wonder if it's still going in the right direction. Like, did we change routes or are we still heading to the same place? I'm not 100% sure because you can't exactly see that destination ahead of you. And so you start to question if you're on the right track still. And so I needed to be super, super clear as to where I was going so that I would know how to check in with myself, so that I would know what it should feel like to be heading in that right direction. And honestly, before I could truly, fully embrace this path and jump on this train, I realized that I needed to get support and guidance from someone who had actually done what I was trying to do. Because when you've never done something before, when you've never actually created a certain thing in your life, you're not going to know how. That's just how things work. You're not going to know how to get there. You are not going to know what steps exactly you need to take in your life to get to that point. So I knew that I needed to get support and guidance from someone who had actually created the life that I was looking for, who had done the things in their life and made the changes that I wanted to make. And so part of fully jumping on this train, fully embracing this path was investing in myself and investing in, basically paying for that train ticket so that I could fully jump on that train and know that I was going in the right direction in my life, that I was going to get to that destination that I was looking for. Because truly, you're not going to get to where you want to go. You're not going to see the changes in your life that you really want to see if you've always got one foot on that platform. If you're always sort of half in, half out, it's just not going to happen for you. Because when the option of falling back into your comfort zone, going back to the life that you already have, when that option still exists for you, it is far too easy to just take that option instead and to keep taking that option over and over and over again. And so, truly, ultimately, if you want to get to where you're trying to go, it is absolutely necessary to put both feet on that train. It is absolutely necessary to become completely committed to this path and to become unavailable for any other option, for any other outcome. You're unavailable for any different result. You're unavailable for going back to your old life, kind of staying in the same place any longer. You're committed to truly creating the changes and to doing what is necessary to get to where you're trying to go. It is absolutely crucial for this journey that you are all in, that you're not half in, half out, that you're not dabbling, that you're not doing it every once in a while. If you actually want to see the end result that you're after. Now, is it fine to dabble in self-development and kind of learn some things in your life and figure out how to kind of just navigate your day-to-day with a little bit more ease and a little bit more emotional maturity? Absolutely. And I recommend that for everyone. I think that this work is incredibly helpful for everybody and can truly improve your life no matter what. But if you are trying to actually create a big change in your life and you're trying to essentially figure out how to get to this place where you're in love with your life and you are completely lit up by it and you feel alive every single day, if you're trying to create this massive shift, then dabbling a little, doing some mindset work here and there, doing a meditation a couple times a week, repeating some affirmations, those things aren't going to ultimately get you there. They're just not. And so at the end of the day, if you really do want to create the massive change, then it's absolutely necessary to go all in, to become unavailable for anything else, and to stay committed to that path and stay committed to the journey. And the biggest factor in my transformation and in pretty much everyone else's transformation that I have talked to, that I have interacted with, every single mentor that I've had, they've all had a mentor. They've all had someone there to help them and guide them along. Because truly, getting on this train And just believing that you're going to get to your destination can feel really scary sometimes. And you can start to doubt yourself. You can start to doubt this path along the way. And it can feel really, really scary and uncertain at times. And so when you have someone in your corner who truly is there to support you and guide you and to reassure you that you're on the right track and that you're doing the right things to create this change, even when it doesn't feel like it, even when it feels like you are failing and you are terrified, that truly can make all the difference in this journey for you. It truly can be the difference between ultimately getting there and just desiring it and wanting it for the rest of your life. Because unfortunately, I think that there are people who go through, much of their lives wishing and wanting this change and ultimately ending up at a place where they wish that they would have actually gone for it at the end of their lives. They wish that they had jumped on that train, that they had truly gone for it, gone all in on creating a life that they absolutely loved. I truly think that unfortunately there are so many people who end up not ever getting there, but having desired it for a large portion of their lives. And so ultimately, if you don't want to be one of those people, you want to be that person who gets to the end of your life and says, like, I went for it. I did everything I could to make it happen, even if it never does. But I don't actually believe that that's possible. I think that when you do go all in and you do everything that you possibly can to make this new reality for yourself, like it is going to happen as long as you stick to that path and you keep doing the things that you need to do to make it happen, no matter what. It is going to happen for you and you will get there. But I think also, let's just say you don't even get there. At the end of the day, you're still going to be so proud of yourself and so happy and satisfied that you actually went for it because you will know I didn't leave anything on the table. Like I went for this life that I wanted to live. I went for it and I tried with everything I had to make it happen. And so if you are one of those people and you are truly wanting to create this change in your life. You want to live a different reality, one where you just actually feel excited about your life and you actually enjoy it and you don't dread getting up and having to go to work every single day. Even if you don't dread going to work, you just don't feel fulfilled by the work that you're doing. It's just kind of like, but you want more. You want to feel like, yeah, I'm contributing in a meaningful way and my life actually means something. If that is you, I just want to say it is absolutely necessary to get on that train. Both feet, no more one foot on the platform, no more jumping off when things get tough. Get on the train, put both feet on, and head toward your destination and don't look back. And the best thing you could possibly do for yourself is to invest in the support and the guidance that you need to be able to truly do that and to stay on that train until you get there. All right. So I think that's everything I have for today. If you want to talk more about this or if you have questions, I would absolutely love to hear them. You can either comment wherever you're listening or watching this, or send me a DM. I'm on Instagram at Melissa Ann Chavis. I'm going to put it down in the show notes here. I would absolutely love to hear from you and hear any questions that you might have, or if you're sitting here listening and thinking like, I am ready to get on that train, I'm ready to create this life for myself, reach out, let me know. I would love to chat about how I can support you on that journey and how I can be that person who is there every step of the way, letting you know, yeah, you're still doing it. You're good. Let's keep going. But that's it for today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. That's it for another episode of the Authentic Awakening podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you found it helpful, I'd love to hear from you. You can do that by liking and subscribing to my YouTube channel or rating and reviewing the podcast wherever you're listening.